Stop whatever you're doing, because late-night television just turned into a Swiftie crime scene. Stephen Colbert casually lit a match, tossed it into the Taylor Swift fandom, and walked away smiling. One sentence, one tease, and suddenly the internet is vibrating like a phone left on a concert subwoofer. If you thought Taylor Swift news was already nonstop, buckle up, because this feels like the calm right before a very sparkly storm. Here's what went down. During a recent moment that looked harmless on the surface, classic Colbert banter, a wink here, a pause there, Stephen dropped a tantalizing hint about major Taylor Swift news tied to her upcoming Docuseries. He didn't spill. He didn't clarify. He just let it hang in the air like a perfectly timed cliffhanger. And Swifties did what Swifties do best. Immediately turned into full-time investigators with Wi-Fi and too much caffeine. Now, let's be clear. Colbert isn't some random guy stirring chaos for fun. This is a host with deep industry access, someone who knows exactly when to tease and when to stay quiet. When he signals something big is coming, it's not idle chatter. It's a flare shot into the Hollywood sky. And the timing? Immaculate. The Docuseries is already one of the most anticipated pop culture releases on the horizon, and now this tease has turned curiosity into obsession. Think of it like this. The Docuseries was already the main course, and Colbert just walked by your table whispering, "Wait till you see dessert." You weren't even thinking about dessert. Now it's all you want. So what could major actually mean here? That's where the fun begins. The Swift industrial complex runs on precision. Nothing leaks accidentally. Every reveal, every silence, every eyebrow raise is part of a larger narrative machine that Taylor has mastered better than almost anyone in entertainment. If Colbert is teasing something connected to the Docuseries, it suggests more than just behind-the-scenes footage and heartfelt monologues. This feels like a pivot moment. Fans are already speculating at Olympic levels. Is the Docuseries finally pulling the curtain back on her post? Era's tour recalibration? Is there new music involved? A career announcement? A personal revelation that reframes the last few years of public silence and strategic appearances? When Swift tells her story, it's never just a recap. It's a recontextualization. And here's the key detail that makes this even juicier. Colbert's tease wasn't framed as nostalgia. It wasn't, "You'll learn more about what already happened." It was positioned like something forward-facing. News. Present tense. That's the difference between a scrapbook and a roadmap. If you followed Taylor Swift long enough, you know her documentaries don't exist just to inform. They exist to punctuate eras. They draw a line between who she was and who she's becoming. This upcoming Docuseries already carries that weight, especially after a period where she's been both hyper-visible and deeply private at the same time. Colbert's comments suggest this isn't just reflection. It's transition. And let's talk about Stephen Colbert for a second, because his role here matters. He's not known for reckless hype. When he teases, it's usually because he knows the payoff will be worth it. He understands fandom psychology. He understands timing. And he definitely understands Taylor Swift's gravitational pull-on culture. If he wanted attention, he could have gone louder. Instead, he went subtle, which is somehow louder in Swiftie language. The internet's reaction has been exactly what you'd expect, and somehow still more unhinged. Timelines lit up, group chats exploded, theories started stacking like Jenga blocks in an earthquake. Some fans are convinced the Docuseries will include a surprise announcement that reframes her next creative chapter. Others think it could involve a relationship with fame itself. Again, this time from a position of total control. And yes, there are whispers about music because of course there are. With Taylor, music is always the elephant in the room, wearing a designer outfit, pretending not to exist. What makes this moment especially compelling is how effortless it all feels. No press release, no trailer drop, just one well-placed tease from a trusted cultural gatekeeper. That's power. That's confidence. That's someone knowing they don't need to shout because the audience is already leaning in. It's also worth noting that Taylor Swift doesn't collaborate with platforms or projects casually anymore. Everything is curated. Everything is intentional. A Docuseries at this stage of her career isn't about proving herself. It's about defining legacy while still actively rewriting it. And if there's major news attached, that suggests the story isn't just about where she's been, but where she's headed next. Imagine the Docuseries as a mirror and the tease as someone tapping the glass, saying, "Look closer." That's the energy right now. What's fascinating is how this tease has managed to dominate the conversation without actually saying anything concrete. That's the Swift effect amplified by Colbert's delivery. It's pop culture minimalism with maximum impact. One breadcrumb, millions of minds running marathons. And let's be honest, part of why this hits so hard is because Taylor Swift has trained her audience to expect meaning. She doesn't do filler. She doesn't do random. So when someone in Colbert's position implies magnitude, fans instinctively know it's time to pay attention. As we get closer to the Docuseries release, expect the speculation to get louder, smarter, and more chaotic. Expect casual comments to be dissected like ancient texts. Expect even silence to become suspicious. Because that's how it always goes when Taylor Swift is about to turn the page. Stephen Colbert didn't break the internet, but he definitely cracked it. And whatever is coming next, it's already working. The anticipation is the headline. The mystery is the marketing. And the reveal? That's going to land when we least expect it. So stay sharp, stay online, and maybe clear your schedule. Because if this tease is any indication, Taylor Swift is about to remind everyone that she doesn't just release content. She creates moments. This is the celebrity leak, where we keep our ears to the ground and our eyes on the clues. If you want to be ahead of the curve when this story finally breaks, you know exactly what to do.